Hey, so computer processors or a sandwich of layers, a bunch of semiconductors and billions of transistors packed into a single square? Yeah, this video is going to be about sandwiches and what's next, what's the future. Yeah, 2018 is about to end, and man, do I tell you, do they have some heck of a competition between Intel and AMD. And before going into the future, let's just head back to the past. And I would like to say these past 4 years have been the golden era of computer power. Seriously, it has been 2 years from 2016, from the time when the dream of having more processing power were limited into these releases, which retailed for, and the demand for processing power has been dramatically increased. And so it all started with the Red Devil, AMD, launching their Ryzen lineup and pretty much just crushing the CPU market in half. And that had been the very first time when the consumer end market got an 8-core CPU, and even that CPU being lower than Intel's mainstream Skylake CPU that only had 4 cores. And then recently, with the fabrication process improvement and the shrink to 12 nanometer with Ryzen 2nd gen launch, it gave a lot better cache implementation, cache latency improvements, and IPC gain, and obviously high bandwidth memory support. All around that time, Intel also launched their Coffee Lake CPUs based on the same process size, and adding more cores for the first time in 10 years. And Intel's superior IPC and architecture and clock frequency, the competition started to get matched a little bit. But then until Friday the 13th came Intel, followed by their massive shortage of 14 nanometer production, and eventually led them to even produce their lower end PCIe chips back on 22 nanometer, where already the speculations for 7 nanometer Zen 2 Ryzen had already begun. And soon enough news came AMD to move 7 nanometer FinFET lithography to TSMC. And on the other hand, Intel was also to launch their new 9-gen line of CPUs, but based on the same image of previous Coffee Lake, 14 nanometer, but plus. And although they slightly improved the level 1 cache and IPC that they do every generation, and made the i9 consumer with 8 cores, which soon became the gamer's senpai, with a price tag of 500 USD. And then, finally news arrived confirming the 7nm based Zen 2 chips from AMD being able to pack 12 cores inside their mainstream chip, and at the same time being able to clock at frequencies like 5 GHz. From that standpoint, Intel was to be doomed in 2019, especially since they're still suffering from 14nm shortage. But then, Intel came striking back with Sunny Cove, a 10nm based fab and miles better architecture tweak than all the Skylake reminders. So the game ain't over yet. So for now, it's just better to say 2019 is going to be an awesome year, and so the gaming hardware. And thanks if you have made till the end. And I know I didn't cover a lot of things like GPU and DRAM roadmaps and rewind the year. It was already a lot of things to put inside a single video, so following up, and I will make videos covering the other things. So a subscribe will mean a lot to me, and so do if you want to see the follow-ups. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and dislike the video if you found it as dumb as it is. I will see you in the next video.